What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Breeziana, and I'm here with the one and only Moni Moan, and we,
AKA Mo.
aka Mo, and we are back for another edition of the Simple Podcast, and we are your hosts. So today we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna talk about two iconic women artists. Um, Both icons in their own right, and they have done a lot of work together. They are the one and only Missy Elliott and baby girl, better known as Aaliyah.
I see what you did there,
You know,
baby girl.
throw that in there just to
Right.
put that in
I,
so yeah, we're gonna talk about them, some of their, iconic contributions to this hip hop and R&B culture, as we call it. Um, So yeah, I will let you get into it first. Who you want to start with, Missy or Aaliyah?
oh, all right. You know what? I think I'm gonna start with Missy. And yeah, I'm gonna start with Missy. Missy is definitely one, for the culture. You know, um, Missy was that like when I was your age. And that sounds so funny to say. When I was your age, like I'm just super duper old. But like
Yeah.
when I was in my, when I was in my early 20s, like yeah, rocking with Missy all day. And that whole little crew, Missy, Timbaland, Aaliyah, all of them.
Genuine.
Um, huh?
I said genuine.
Yes, genuine, exactly. So, okay, let me just go ahead and jump right in. So, my first one is going to be The Rain, which, yeah, I think that was like her first um, single. I feel like that was like the first big single for her.
Yeah,
And
the first album. So
yeah, and also, you know, I feel like I had to go with this one because not only was it's just a true classic for Missy, but it's also a sample. So, we always got to throw in some samples there. So it does sample and People's I Can't Stand the Rain.
yeah.
And, but it's just a great song all around, just a great song all
And
around. So,
the video, come on, Missy.
which people have, like we've seen, I think there was a trend that was going on where people were recreating that video for a while,
Yeah,
um on Instagram and everything. So yes, exactly.
that's
Classic.
what we call iconic. When you
Right.
something, you know, back in the 90s and then you come into the 2020s and people are doing it all over again.
Right.
That,
History repeating itself for sure.
that means you made a mark on this society.
Exactly.
Missy has done just that. I love Missy Elliott, especially all her videos are like top tier, just amazing. They get a little weird, which makes you want to watch them. That's what makes them great.
Right. I think, and that's one of the things that I really like about her. Like she has her own vibe that, and it's, I like the quirkiness, right? Like just that, I don't know, like it's
It's
very,
just
she's
different. It's
very
not something
eclectic.
that you see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Awesome.
So, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
For my Missy song, I'm gonna go off of the same album, Super Duper Fly. So first,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Friendly Skies.
Oh my God.
Our good friend Genuine. Were you
That
gonna
was,
pick that song?
listen, that was one of the ones that I was choosing between. I was gonna be on my list.
That's that's a good one. That is a good
Is.
song. But I
It,
will say, like, I like when Missy and Genuine get together. Um,
yeah.
they got some good songs together. I was torn between Friendly Skies and Takeaway, which is on, I think, So Addictive, I think that's the album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna
Mm-hmm.
go with that one, but I had to go with Friendly Skies because it's so good. It's such a great song, and it has been sampled. I think it does. Oh, samples Earth, Wind, and Fire. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes, a song called New World Symphony by Earth, Wind, and Fire, sampled in.
Okay.
Uh,
Look at you.
I
Teach
be
us a little
doing
something.
my research. I got to come with the facts.
Right, right. That's what's up.
But yeah, samples Earth, Wind, and Fire, and has also been sampled
Mm,
in a Drake song and a Bryson Tiller song.
okay.
So what I think it was a train effect. So Earth, Wind, and Fire did the original, right? Then Missy and Genuine sampled it, and then
Mhm.
Drake and Omarion sampled it for Bria's interlude, and then Bryson sampled it for one of those songs. Is it Let Me Explain? I think it might be Let Me Explain. Whatever song it is, it's on the playlist. But Bryson Tiller did sample the song. So I think it was like, a train of all these
Okay.
songs sampled on top of one another. And they're all great. They're all amazing. Especially that
Right.
interlude. I love it.
Okay, okay. I love it. I love it. All right.
And I like
Um,
Missy sing. I'm gonna just put that out there. I like to hear Missy sing too.
I do too. I do too. Um, yeah, she's very versatile. She's very, like I said, she has like an eclectic style about her. I feel like she's very versatile, right? Um, she's got the hip hop vibe where it's like it's the fun, it's the dance vibe.
Mhm.
She's got some sexy stuff that's there, and then she has some like,
Some
listen,
heartbreak, some romance.
yeah, but
You
also just like on some like positive, like,
Mhm.
let me come out here and school you a little bit type, that type of deal. So I really do enjoy Missy. I love me some Missy.
Definitely.
All right. So my next song this is another great collab with Miss Beyonce. Nothing Out There.
Okay. Okay.
And
I see there's I'm gonna just we'll address
and
that.
I have forgotten all about that song. And then a friend of mine reminded me about it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I remember, like,
That's
man, I
that's
remember. Yeah, so Nothing Out There is definitely a great collab. If you never heard the song, basically Missy is like, listen, you need to come hang out with us. Beyonce is like, look, I got a man at home. It ain't nothing out there for me. Just let me be. But it's just a great song, and I think, man, it's a great song. It's a great collab between the two of them.
Yeah, see, Missy and Beyonce, they know what they do when they get together. You got
Right.
Lines on Beyonce's debut album. That's a bop. That's a bop. Honorable mention, but it's a bop.
It is for sure.
Now, it's funny that you bring up a Missy and Beyonce collab because my next song is also a Missy and Beyonce collab. Um,
Oh.
yes, Crazy Feelings.
Mm,
That's my jam.
okay.
That's my
That's
jam.
your joint, huh?
Yes. Funny story. One time I was playing it around you and Mila and the group. Playing it around
Mm.
everybody. And I was like, yeah, y'all, this is my jam. I love this song with Missy Elliott and Beyonce. And I'm dancing like it's an upbeat song. It's not. But yeah, I was playing it and I was telling you guys how much I loved it. And y'all were like, I never heard this song. And I know all Missy Elliott's music. And I'm like, well, if you don't know this song, then you don't know them all.
Ooh, the shade.
I'm just saying. But now that is it's another great Missy and Beyonce collab. Those
For
two
sure.
songs. And I would like to see another Missy and Beyonce collab in the future.
No doubt. No doubt.
that would be pretty like fire. I would like that. But yeah, the song I feel like it's really slept on. Um, like not a lot of people know that song, which is just like crazy to me because it's such a good song. And going back to what we were talking about earlier, I think it definitely shows how like versatile Missy
Mm-hmm.
can be,
Mm-hmm.
stuff she puts out there. And Beyonce, she just takes you to church at the end of the song. One more again. One.
Now you know, like now, like I always do, I'm gonna go and listen to some stuff, and I'm gonna go get in the car, and because it's always, when you get in the car, that it hit different, right?
It definitely does. You can listen to it in your AirPods or even your Beats or your JBLs, whatever you got, and it's not gonna sound the same as it would.
Yeah, it's sometimes sometimes when you banging in the car, it's just a different feel. So
If you bang that song in the car, because it's a slow song, but the
mhm,
beat,
that's what it is, man. The
all in
beat
the
gonna get
beat,
you every time.
and that's another thing that Missy is good for.
Right.
Might be making the
Yeah,
beat, but she's gonna pick the right beats to get on.
it's
And
definitely gonna be some fire beats.
that's a skill in and of itself, finding the right beat to get on and making a good song out of it.
And
So
well, working with Timberland, like listen, I love me some
it's
Timbo
in the
too.
bag.
Love me some Timbo.
Yes, another
Uh, yeah. All right. So my turn.
your turn.
And my last song is Pussycat. And I remember like this song, listen, and it's pretty much self-explanatory. It's just like,
Don't fail me now.
listen, do not fail me now. I gotta turn this fool out.
Well, he
Um,
won't. Nobody else.
Nobody else. But that's it's a good song. It's a little,
It makes
woman's
you feel good
anthem.
about yourself. It's a little, nice song. Play at the wine night with the girls.
Right. You know, and I'm like, all right, look, all right, okay. Listen, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but listen, it'll get you going, get you all hyped up, geeked up, whatever. And yeah, but I like that song though. It's fun to me. I
It's
think
a
it's
nice
so
song.
fun.
It kind of trips you. It trips you out a little bit because you got this, nice beat that like just the music alone. If you play that like around like my grandparents or like an older generation,
Right.
you're like, oh hey, I want to step. And then you bring in the words and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, did she just say what I think she just said when she said it?
Did say it. She definitely did.
Yeah, see, so it kind of trips you out in that way. But when you get to the end of the song and she has her little message like, look, people always asking me why I talk about this and why I talk about that, but y'all don't care when the men do it. And the ladies want to talk about it too. So enjoy, is what she said pretty much. And
No,
I rock with
that's definitely going to be an upcoming episode.
I rock with that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They do. They talk about it all the time. How we can't talk about it? And then she mentions, our beloved Prince. And she's like, Prince did it. He turned around, had his ass out. We thought he was gonna have the front out too. But, so she had a point. Several points were made over a
Yep.
great song. All in a great song. It's amazing.
Right. That's a good song. Good song.
Talent.
So
All right.
what you got for me? What you got?
My last Missy song is the Dance Battle Anthem. Lose Control.
Yes. Yes.
The Dance Battle Anthem. When that song come on, you can't help but just want
Right.
to go hard. Right.
Yes, I think that is definitely you. That is a great title. That is a great description for it.
Mhm.
Dance battle anthem. Like it is definitely something that's going to be used for a dance battle. It's a great dance battle song, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a great dance battle song.
and it has that energy. Like get that on your workout list. Listen, you're gonna want to go hard.
Yeah,
Put that on your workout list. You're gonna go hard.
yeah,
You can't help but to.
exactly.
Um,
It's fire. And the music video is fire.
yeah, and I also think it puts me in a mind of like it gives me somewhat of an 80s vibe. So
Yes.
there's a little like I don't even know what I would call it. It's kind of maybe like a synthesizer or something in the back, but
Girl, get it on the nose.
but yeah, so and then like I can picture the video and I'm just like it makes me think about um the what is it, crump dancing? I think
Yeah,
that's what it was.
crump
You
dancing.
know, yeah. So it makes me think about that, and it just makes you want to start.
Yeah,
Oh
it
yeah,
make you want to
my
go.
butt.
Make you want to lose control. Um,
Yeah.
so it's funny that you say that it gives you kind of an 80s vibe because I found out that it does sample an 80s song called Cybotron, came out in 1983 by Clear. Um,
Mm,
yes. And when you hear the song, like you know exactly when you hear the original,
yeah.
you know exactly like where it is in Missy's song. So
Mm.
it's a sample.
I can hear it right now, and I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, okay. And it makes me think of like it literally makes me think of like boom boxes and
yeah,
just that
exactly.
whole, which it fits, right? And that's when like Missy was really rocking that, like and I think she had been doing that for a while, but like rocking that Adidas, which is definitely like
80s.
80s, oh my gosh, yes, I love it. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, one of one of Missy's dancers, Allison, am blanking on her last name, but she was an actress in Zack and Cody, and so I remember seeing her in the music video,
Ah, mm-hmm.
and I'm like, oh my God, that's such and such from Zack and Cody, like being a little kid and stuff. Like it's just
Right,
no,
right.
when things connect like that, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so another fun fact, and I think we've talked about this before. I don't know, or maybe you do know. Missy started off in a group.
I did know that. I
Okay.
did.
Yes. So for those of you who may not know, Missy started out in a group called Sister, and they had a really well. It was popular for me because I loved it, but it was called Brand New, and it was produced by uh, Dalvin and Devontae,
Mhm.
and I think that's who they found, got them together or whatever. They founded them, the group, whatever you want to say, however you
Yeah.
want to call it. But yeah, so that's initially where that was the first time that I knew about Missy.
Mhm.
And when I saw her come out, I was like, oh, that's the girl from Sister,
Mhm.
So I've always associated Sister, like I've always remembered that. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, fun fact.
Nice to
We're
see.
gonna share some fun facts.
It's nice to see the progression of artists that you love.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the other thing what I love to see is I love to see artists that are still relevant and their music is still relatable, even though it's been some decades,
Yeah,
right? Like,
it was just crazy to
so
think about like 20 plus years. It's wild.
exactly. So to see like her stuff still be just kind of like relevant and young people, and it's they get it and they messing with it like that, I'm like, that's dope. I think that's really great.
Yeah. She's pop, period.
For sure.
Yes. Now, I think we had some good Missy songs. I think we had a lot of good songs for Missy Elliott.
I think so.
I think she would be pleased with this list.
I think so. I feel like now it's encouraging me to want to create a little collab playlist, a Missy, Aaliyah, Timberland, Genuine playlist. I feel like that would be something. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to knock that out.
Sounds like a vibe. That sounds like a vibe.
Right. Exactly. It's gonna be a vibe for sure.
I believe you. I believe you, girl.
All right. So what's up? We going to Aaliyah now. What you got?
I'm gonna go to a Leo. You want me to start with this one? Start with this.
Start it off.
All right, all right. So my first Aaliyah song is going to be Erica Kane. You know that song.
What is it?
Erica Kane.
Girl, what you out here doing to me? Hold on.
So it's off of the I Care For You album.
Okay.
Do you know who Erica Kane is?
Yeah, from the soap opera, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I never watched the soap opera. I'm gonna be completely transparent. Never watched the soap opera.
So I did watch the soap opera. All My Children. Okay, I feel like okay, I'm gonna have to listen to again. I'm gonna have to go listen to it in the car.
Yeah,
Listen to it in the car.
listen to you. But I picked that song because it's kind of funny to me. Like it's funny to me if you listen to the words. Once you listen to the song, you'll see like it's clearly about a woman who is good at taking other women's men away from them. That's what the song is about.
Well, and I will say, Erica Kane was, yeah.
She was that one, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think that it's pretty hilarious. Like she made a whole song about it. It's super catchy because she's like Erica, 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 Erica. Like she is just super catchy, and it's just about this fictional character who goes around taking other women's men from them. I just think it's really funny and really light, kind of really upbeat, you know what I'm saying? And it's off my favorite Aaliyah album. That I Care For You album is solid.
Yeah, definitely a good one. Definitely a good one.
Also, just want to say, Erica Kane is played by Susan Lucci.
Yes.
And Susan Lucci, I don't know if you remember this, but in Hot in Cleveland, the main character Victoria has soap opera beef with Susan Lucci.
Susan Lucci, yeah. Yes, I do.
And she took all of her roles, and so it just makes it even funnier because Susan Lucci's taking the roles in this fictional show. She's taking the men in these other fictional show, and then we have a song about her fictional character, Erica Kane.
Right.
Given to us by the one and only Aaliyah. So that's my first Aaliyah song. And I'm glad I got to put you on. A little song.
Listen, I appreciate you putting me on. You're never too old to learn, right? Never too old.
All the people out there to know I put her on sometimes too.
You do. You do.
The podcast.
Keep me, you keep me going. All right. So mine is my first Aaliyah song is One in a Million. And that is the album from her sophomore album. And it's a classic for her. Like I feel like you'll never, like I think when you think about Aaliyah, you're gonna always think about that song.
Yeah.
That's like one of the songs that you'll always think about.
For sure.
But I love that song, and it's a mellow tune. It's just, but it's a good song.
But that beat is still like that is Timberland.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
And so that song has also been sampled by Tink. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Timbaland also produced the remix, that Tink did, Million.
Really?
Yes. So Tink was under Timbaland for a while. I think they had a little bit of drama, allegedly. I don't know about
Mm.
that. But I don't think they work together anymore. But yeah, he did do like a lot of her early music and that song. Um,
Okay.
he produced the original and he did the remix, and they're both classics. I think that I like Tink's version a lot, and of course, you gotta like the original. But yeah, good song. And again, Timbaland with those beats, you can't escape them.
Nah, nah, it's definitely a classic one.
Hmm.
All right, what's next? What's next? What you got? What you got?
All right, I have the classic 4-page letter.
Mm, you know, that was definitely like I went back and forth. It was on my list for sure.
Because you can't talk about Aaliyah without talking about the 4-page letter. Now, what I will say is that it is a very beautiful song about Loki being a stalker.
Right.
I've been watching you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little shy, but I'm gonna send you this letter. Like, girl, how you get his address?
And I think it's that was one of the songs, being my age, and I'm like, here's a young girl, and at the time she was younger than me, but I'm like, okay, I'm sending him and I'm like, all right, and I'm just thinking about, okay, I'm gonna seal it with a kiss and all this, and I'm like, okay, all right, but when you really get down to it, you like, oh, wait a minute.
Right, it's a little
Mm-hmm.
little suspect. I'm just saying. Kendrick Lamar also sampled that song. Um,
Mm.
if I'm not mistaken, it's Section 80. I believe it's. Hold on, we gonna find it because I want to give the facts.
You really schooling me today, girl. You really schooling me.
I have to blow my high, blow my high. Members only. At the end of the song, you got Aaliyah. I'm sending him a 4-page letter. So yeah, that is also. I love seeing the samples and knowing where they come from. Like when I first heard that Kendrick Lamar song and I got to the end, I was like, okay.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
really when I hear songs, when I hear like, oh, it's something about it. It literally does something to me where I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is where that came from. And I'm like, okay. And I love to see sometimes it's not even like the full it's not even maybe the full I don't even know what it's not the full song, or
Yeah.
it's like
Like
maybe
just a couple seconds
a
even.
snippet, and or just like how you found when you did Pass the Dutch, right, when we
Yeah.
talked about that,
I was literally
and
thinking about that.
then it was like, oh, okay, it's just that little piece from De La Soul, Potholes in My Lawn. And I think we've talked about there's I think I mentioned one time about Busta Rhymes, and there's a piece in Give Me Some Mo that comes from the movie Psycho.
Yes.
So it's like little stuff like that. It just, I don't know, it just really it intrigues me, so like it has me like, oh. So whenever I hear something like that, I feel you. I'm like, whenever I hear that, I am like excited. Like I get just excited,
Yeah. It's like you're in on something. It's like
and sometimes,
artists are in on it. Like, oh, I see what you did there.
yeah. And it's so funny though. I feel like um I saw something recently where it was like, oh, this girl on Instagram, she had done this thing where she's like, she used Mariah Carey's uh fantasy and the different songs from the different years, right? And so I'm looking at the comments and stuff like that, and people are like, oh, people are not being creative, and people are not, doing this. And I get it. Like, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I think it's cool for people to kind of take something and then make it their own.
Yeah.
And a lot of artists do that. They make it their own. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many songs that come from just stuff that we, and it comes from stuff that we're familiar with. But sometimes it's just like, like, hey, but that works though. Kind
Yeah.
of like,
sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work.
Sometimes it doesn't. But a friend of mine made a really good point. I was talking to Hoodie, and he made a really good point, and he's like, sometimes with these remakes, we were talking about movies at the time, and it was just like, some of these things, they're not made for you. So for instance, we were talking about Dreamgirls. Well, there may have been older people who saw the original Dreamgirls, and when the new Dreamgirls came, they're like, oh, that's not the original. But people from my generation who watched the new Dreamgirls, who may not have been that familiar with the original, they're like, this was bomb, this was great, like, I loved it, yada yada. And they appreciate that one. So, but I guess you got to give credit, you just got to give credit to people. I feel like sometimes, people make it their own and it works.
Yeah.
So let them have that.
To speak to your example about, like, the old versus the newer Dream Girls, I feel like the same kind of reactions or critiques came out about She's Gotta Have It when Spike Lee redid, the She's Gotta Have It as a show rather than a movie. I think there were a lot of comparisons, like, between the two. And like you said, not everything is made for everybody. And I think that the show She's Gotta Have It was made in a way that it related to, people like in my age group, like that,
Right.
20s, early 20s, mid 20s, like figuring your life out type generation. Yeah, in this day and age, because I know that She's Gotta Have It was for that age group, but that was back in the 80s, and it was for, people in my age group now in the late 2010s and the early 2020s. So I get it.
Exactly. So yeah, but I went a little bit off a little bit, but we back on track. We back on track.
So is it my turn or is it your turn? I think it's your
turn. Okay. So my next one is At Your Best, which is so At Your Best. Love At Your Best. Really, it's I guess you would consider it a ballad, maybe.
Now, is it a cover or is it a sample?
So that I would consider a cover.
Agreed.
From the Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, because,
it's the
she's
whole
singing the lyrics and everything. Exactly. Yeah. So, but I think she did a really good job with that.
Same.
I think it's definitely a song that when it comes on, if you got girls who are familiar with 90s music, they are going to sing that song, right? Girls always want, especially when you got something where it's like that falsetto that you want to hit and like, yeah, everybody gonna want to, yeah. So it's that one. It's the one.
Funny that you say, like, any girl that is familiar with 90s R&B is gonna sing that song when it comes on, because that song reminds me of ATL when Nunu and Rashad are in the car and she turns it up, like, hold up, what? Hey, like, as this popping song, and she's singing it, and he's like, why don't we let her sing it? They little fight on or whatever. But yeah,
right,
that, because that's how I feel when the song comes on, like, hey,
right, exactly, like, oh, okay, I see you.
this
definitely
is my jam. Oh, what?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is a really, really good song. And I think that a lot of people, at least in my generation, probably don't know that it is a cover, that, that's not Aaliyah's original work. Because I feel like I've had that conversation with people on multiple occasions, having to explain, like, no. So, yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right.
That's a
Your
good.
turn, girl. Your turn.
All right, so my last Aaliyah song is going to be Come Over featuring Tank. Also,
Mm. Yo, I really, really struggled with that. I love, so here's something I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say this. I love that the songs that I struggled with, I'm like, oh yeah, you got it on your list, because that's definitely one. That is one for me.
it's classic.
It is. And it's so, here's the thing about, I think, like with the Aaliyah joints, right? With the Aaliyah joints, right? It's gonna put back like it's a karaoke vibe, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be into it, your eyes gonna be closed and everything, you're gonna be feeling the song, all of that.
Oh,
Like that is it. I love that song though. Definitely. Like, oh, I can't wait to make this playlist.
that
I'm
song
excited.
is good, and I love her, like, her flow on the verses. Like, it's, yeah, it's great. And Kalani sampled this song not one time, but two times.
Really?
Yeah, so you know how we were talking about how, like, sometimes a sample can only be like just a single snippet of a song.
Mm-hmm.
So and that riff that Tank does, that
Mm-hmm.
so there's a Kalani song that starts off with that. It's called Personal, and it just starts off,
Yeah.
and yeah, so there's that one.
Okay.
And then she has a song that's literally called Can I? And it's clearly a sample of Can I Come Over, because the chorus is, Can I stop by to see you? So, it's good. Kalani did her thing with both samples, both times. And the original is, yeah, it's just a classic. It's a feel good song, nice and sensual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that album is just great. That I Care For You album. It's got a lot of hit songs on there. Just
Yeah, it does. It does.
lots of hits.
Um, all right. So my next joint is another popular one. Rock the Boat. Gotta have Rock the Boat. You gotta have Rock the Boat.
Now I feel like
And
that that's one of those songs that when you hear Aaliyah, like, you're automatically gonna think of that song.
yeah, and it it's unfortunately the album that came out right before or right after. I think it was to be released and she passed away.
Hmm.
And but that single, when you hear that intro and she got that little that hum, and I'm like, what's about to happen.
Yeah, she
And
has a beautiful voice.
yeah. Um and I wish, man, she really, 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 way too soon. Like, because
Agreed.
I would love to see like what she would be doing, especially with like these dances and these trends and these
Yeah,
reels and TikToks and all of that, like
like, just
I'm like,
like her fashions and like
yeah,
what she
yeah,
be,
I would love to see what she would be like,
yeah,
during this time.
like
Oh
what
my God.
movies would she be in, and like I said, what fashions was she, that's what I want to know. Like, what fashions is she wearing? What are these music videos gonna look like? Like, yeah, I definitely think that she was gone way too soon, because
Yeah,
she had a
for
lot.
sure. For sure.
But she did bless us with some great, great music that will live on
Absolutely.
forever.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to read the book that I got about her, the biography. Funny enough, it's titled Baby Girl, better known as Aaliyah. Um, yes, can't wait to get into that, learn more about Aaliyah and her.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, I think that this was a good episode. We talked about some really good songs.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely got some good ones in there. We got some good ones in there.
And some good samples. You know, I think that this episode's playlist is gonna be a good one.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be good for sure.
All
Well,
right.
time to play a game.
Uh-oh, I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Ready to play a game?
All right, let's go.
Okay, so today's game is going to be called I don't know that food. And
Oh man.
this game is it's real simple. You know, one of us will name an artist, and the other person will have to think of at least 3 songs by this artist. Now, you can be nice and you can give your person, you know, an easy artist, someone that you know that they know 3 songs by. Or you can give them something that they may have to think on a little bit. Some, you know, see what they can pull from under their sleeve. I'll let you go first. Um, so I can think on how I want to play this game. Depending on how you play the will determine how I play.
And then how many artists are we doing?
We'll do 2 artists each. We'll do 2.
Okay. All right. All right. Ooh, okay. Um Genuine.
Genuine. Okay, I got you. Pony.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
in those jeans.
Okay.
I was listening to that the other day, and oh, what's that song? Is it called Your Friend's Business or Ain't Your Friend's Business or what's the song
None
called?
of your friends' business,
Yeah,
yes.
Ain't none of your friends' business. I like that song. So
Yep, that's it.
boom.
That's it. Okay, boom, you got it. You got your 3. Ooh, you got your 3, girl. You got your 3. All right, okay.
All right.
Ooh, I'm nervous.
Okay.
What you got?
So let's see. I'll give you. I'll give you Janae. You can give me 3 Janae Aiko songs.
Okay.
I know you. You could do it. You
I
can.
got it. Sativa.
Okay, good one. Not the one that I thought you say first, but that is a good one.
Sativa. I cannot think of the name of it, but it's the mommy song. Mommy, I'll be all that one. What is the name? Who?
Promises.
Promises, yes.
Yeah.
And then
That's a good one.
oh, I gotta do my song. Ho.
Okay.
That's my cat right there. Ho.
Now, which one? The old one or the new
The old one. No, the old one.
Okay,
I like
okay, girl.
the old one.
I see
The
you.
old one.
Take Janae.
All right. Okay, we 3 for 3. We 3 for 3 up in here. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let me go. Let me give you one. All right.
Now I'm nervous.
I kind of want to do. I feel like that would be too easy. I'm trying to think. I want to do something old school, but I feel like they're the couple that I have in mind. You would get and.
Try me.
Huh?
Try me. I may surprise you. I may not know nothing.
I got one. A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh, girl. I got nothing.
No.
I Not off the top of my head. I feel like I would know songs that I hear, but like off the top of my head, I can't think of.
Okay, I'll give you another one then. I'll give you a different one.
Because
Um,
there's a song that I'm thinking of, and I don't know if it's by them. I think it is.
oh, I feel like you could do this one. Miguel.
Oh yeah. Oh, dang it. The one song that I knew, Bonita Applebum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I gotta do better. Gotta get up on my old school hip hop. But Miguel, I can do. He has this song that I really like. It's called "Thinking Out Loud." I think you would like it. I'll send it to you. You could play that.
Okay.
That's a good one. Adorn,
Mm.
of course, and from the same album. Oh my gosh. Don't Look Back.
Yes. Listen, you know that's my song. You
Don't
know
Look
that's
Back.
my
I had to
song.
think about it. I was singing it in my head. Like,
You know that's my song, man. You know, like, oh my gosh, that's my joint right there. That's
yeah,
my joint.
that's a good one. That, yeah.
My joint.
All right. All right. So now it's my turn. Who am I going to give you? There's so many artists.
Man, nervous.
I don't know. I
Nervous.
feel like this one could be easy, but then I also feel like it could kind of be a challenge for you.
Okay.
Nicki Minaj.
Who?
Nicki Minaj.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Mm.
a good one, but it could be a bit of a challenge, like
Let me try it though. Let me try it.
I want to know what
Uh,
the Nicki songs are off the top of your head.
so my first one would be Roman's Revenge.
Roman
Um, oh, you know what song I like? What is it? Pills.
and Potion.
Yes, Pills and Potions.
Okay.
Ooh, another one. Um, oh, oh, you just turned me on to this song recently. Oh man.
Is it an old song or a new song? Like older or newer?
No, it's New Word. Shoot, what is the name of that? I can't
Yikes.
even think of how it. Yes. Thank you. That's it.
You're
Yikes.
welcome.
I got my listen. Okay, all right. I gotta go. Let me go brush up. Let me go brush up. Okay, but that was good though. That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna get you next time. I'm gonna get you next time.
That was fun. That was fun.
It was. Well, this has been a very fun episode of the Sampl'd podcast.
Absolutely. As always, boo. As always.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I can't wait to get into the next one.
Great. So be on the lookout. Check out our page, like, share, follow, all of that good stuff, and come back for another episode of the Sampl'd podcast with your favorite mother-daughter duo.
Yes. And that is us. If you didn't know, it's us. We're your favorite mother-daughter duo. And we will be back
It's
with another episode of Sampl'd podcast soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.